Okay, people, I'm back. Tales from the Pen, part 8. If you're new to the channel, please go down, hit subscribe. It should be right there in front of you to the right. Big red button says subscribe. Boom. Click that, please, for me. It's not hurting you. It's just helping me. Maybe at the end of the video, hit the like. Maybe leave a comment. Please. First off, I'd like to also thank all the people supporting me, all the people who subscribe, all the people who actually watch my videos. Salute. I also like to salute to my haters, you know, my detractors, the ones trying to bring me down. Thank you. Thank you for watching too. I appreciate it. That's one thing in life, people, that you're going to understand, especially you young kids. This is what we're going to talk about. You got to understand that there's going to be haters no matter what you do. People hate on people who are successful because, here's the thing, because they're miserable with their life and they wish they could be like you. You know what I mean? There's people who are always going to try to steal your shine because they can't do what you do. You know what I mean? I'm trying to take this to another level. I'm trying to do some positive things. Just haters. It's just the way it is. You know, but when I sit back and really realize, you know what? People hated on Mandela. People hated on Gandhi. People hated on Jesus. So who am I? I appreciate the hate, you know, because again, they're miserable with their lives, so they want to take you down with them. I spoke about that in a few other videos, a few videos ago. That misery loves company. Yeah, but check this out. I'm not joining you. I'm trying to shine right now as all my viewers should try to do themselves. Try to shine. Try to do something positive. Be something in life, kids. As I state in all my videos, I do this video for the kids. I do this for people so they don't have to go through the same struggles, trials, and tribulations, literally, emphasis on trials, that I went through. That's why I'm doing this channel. I'm not doing this for anything else. As I state in every video, I'm not doing this for any glorification of prison at all, or anything to glorify the penitentiary. I hated the penitentiary, and it sucked. I do this for the kids who don't really understand. I do this for the kids who maybe watched a movie or two and think they know prison or life, period. This is who I do this for. I'm trying to give back some of that good karma, so hopefully some of that good karma comes to me, and that's it. That's the only reason I'm doing this. I'm hoping that maybe something I say can spark the brain of the next generation. You know, I may not change the world, but somebody I speak to might. And that's my goal. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm supposed to do. You're supposed to always try to give back. Do something positive with your life. Whether it be some type of charity work, whether, you know, whatever it is. Everyone has good in them. So again, thank you to my haters. Keep them views up. You know, I have a few people writing me at my Instagram, which is Pale Ryder, PALERYDER 11367. As soon as you type in Pale Ryder, you should see me. And I have a few people writing my emails, asking me a couple questions. And I had a few people ask me, well, Fred, what exactly happened when you went to the penitentiary? What was the incident and what happened? So today we're gonna dive a little bit into that, I believe. You know, I started out wanting to talk about gangs, and I just changed it up right now. Because as I tell you, every time I get on here, I just freestyle. I don't have nothing planned, nothing set. I just go. So today we're going to talk a little bit about my life and what led me to the penitentiary. And again, this is for these kids, these young kids, so they understand, man, if you live in this type of lifestyle, this is what's going to happen to you. First of all, I grew up and lived most of my life in Queens, New York. Okay? I was always one of those kids. I was always one of those troublemaking kids. I was always the class clown. I was always the one sitting way in the back of the class. You know what I mean? When you come into class and they let you sit where you want to sit, I never sat in the front. I sat way furthest away as I could in every single class. I was the one in the back cracking jokes. I was the one, wrapping up stuff and throwing stuff at the teacher when they was writing on the board. That was me, 100%. It's just the way it was. I was always in some type of trouble. I was always suspended from school. In elementary especially. That's just who I was. I was the one that your mama warned you about. Right? Young kids out there, your family always tells you, I do not want you with that boy right there. Hey, that boy right here. That was me. Always. I was just always into stuff. I was just always, a troublemaker. It's just the way it was. So during my little teenage years, basically they called us a gang, but we were just a group of kids from the neighborhood. And we all stuck together. This is what we did. But we were into stuff. You know what I mean? We were into certain things. And we were always getting in trouble. And my mom was the type, she wasn't really having that. My mom was the type of person that... Let me ask you if any of you guys heard this. Ready? Maybe some of you guys could finish this line for me. Ready? My mom was the type that when I would get in trouble, my mom would say, oh, you don't want to live by my rules? My mom would say, check this out. This is my house, so you're going to live by my rules, right? That's what my mom was. So, even early in my teenage years, I tried hard not to be there. I would be anywhere but home. I would live with my boys. I would live with whoever, shout out to my boy Gary. I would live wherever. Shout out to my boy Mike too. I would live different places. And their families would let me live with them. Because I didn't want to pay attention to the rules that my mom had set forth. Do chores, do your homework, be good in school. It's not what I wanted to do. I had ambitions. I wanted to be in the streets. It's just the way it is. Back then, my little crew, my little people I was with, we were into a lot of graffiti. We would write graffiti on the walls and go into other neighborhoods and do the same thing. So, but these other neighborhoods would come over to our neighborhood. It was every night thing. We'd go over to their neighborhood, we'd bomb, and we'd find somebody, and we'd, maybe fight with them or whatever. They'd come to our neighborhood, do the same thing. So they were crossing our name off the walls, right? They came to our neighborhood, into our park, I guess late that night when no one was around, and they crossed all our names off the wall. Now, I don't know about now, but graffiti was big back then, and if you crossed somebody's name off the wall, that was beef. That was a disrespect. And I don't know, and I don't know about you guys, but growing up, if somebody disrespect me, I'm going to handle my business. Now, we're going to do a little exercise right here, real quick. Young kids, hopefully. I want to ask you a question. If somebody disrespect you, are you going to handle your business? Are you going to step to your business? Tell the truth. Raise your hand. If somebody disrespect you, going to handle your business? Okay, we'll get back to that. So, one day, we stole a Jeep. A certain rapper's Jeep in Queens. I ain't gonna say who he is. I ain't gonna go through all that. But we took his Jeep. It even had a car phone in it. And back then, that was like big, car phone. I didn't even know how to use it was stolen. I didn't even know how to use the car phone. I used to just pull up at the light, see people in, front on the car phone. That didn't even work. I didn't even know how to use it. I didn't even know how to use it. So one night we went down to a certain neighborhood and we seen some kids on the corner. About 6 of them, maybe a little bit more. And there were 6 of us in the Jeep. I was driving. So we crept up on them. I shut the lights down. I drove up on them. And by the time they seen us, we were like across the street. They started to scatter. So by the time I pulled up, pretty much that corner was already dispersed. They saw us coming. So a friend of mine, kid I grew up with, named David Stachio, and another kid named, we call him, we're just gonna call him CM. Everybody jumped out, but those two were the first to jump out, okay? And they started chasing this specific one kid. And the kid was running, and it was about maybe, you know, by the time I got out of the Jeep and came around, they was already halfway down the block. So I'm like, man, I'm not chasing these dudes. I'm staying right here by the Jeep, you know, protecting the Jeep. Next thing I know, I hear brakes. And I look, and I see something under the car. Now, one of the kids, he jumped off his bike and ran because he knew he couldn't get away by the bike right away, you know, because the momentum, he wasn't going to be able to, so he dropped his bike and ran. So my instant thought was that what was under that car was his bike. Until the car actually stopped and the kid came sliding out from under the car. His neck was one way, his body was another way. I knew right away he was dead. I jumped back in the car. I tried to jump back in the car. There was a man there watering his lawn. And he jumped over the fence. And as I jumped in, I was about to close the door. He reached. I realized I wasn't going to get away. I was trying to put it, and I was putting it in neutral. Just how frantic I was. So I opened the door real quick. He stumbled. I jumped out the car, and I bounced. When we all met up back in the neighborhood, kid Dave, I'm telling you about, I grew up with, this is supposed to be my boy. We were friends, right? When we got back to the neighborhood, we all met up. I was, we all started talking that he's dead. That kid was dead. Dave started laughing, think it was a joke. Ha ha, who cares? This is what he was saying. He was saying, who cares? He's dead, ha ha. Well, oh well. So I smacked the shit out of him. Bam! He ran off, the sucker he was. And that's what I went to prison for. That's what I went to prison for. I went to prison, I didn't mean that to happen. The kid ran in the street and he got hit by a drunk driver. I didn't shoot anybody. I didn't stab anybody. He got hit by a drunk driver. I did not mean that to happen. But that's what I went to prison for. And the next time I saw my buddy, my boy, kid I grew up with, Dave, he was on the stand. When they asked to point out, who did it, who chased the kid, who hit the kid, he pointed to me. He said, right there, Fred. Who's Fred? Right there in the blue suit. I had the blue suit. I'm looking around like, oh man, he talking about me. I didn't see the kid get hit. I didn't see anything that happened. I'm not minimizing my role. I'm not minimizing my compatibility in the crime. I'm not doing any of that. If I didn't stop the Jeep, that kid would still be alive today. But he just switched us. He just put me in his place. His dad was police. So, he got immunity. Crazy thing is, he went on to be a corrections officer. He works in MCC. He's a federal corrections officer. MCC, BMCC, whatever that thing is called. He went on to have a good life. Nice house, pool in the back, kids. And the crazy thing is, they offered me 2 years to tell on everybody. Just wasn't in my DNA. He had it in his DNA. His daddy was a cop. I'm not blaming him, though. I hated him for a long time in the penitentiary. I don't hate him. He did what he had to do. He's living a good life now. I can't blame him. His family told him, yo, this is what you have to do, and he did it. You have to stay out of prison. This is what he did. I say all that to say that, back to what we was talking about, our reputations, right? Whoever raised their hand, I got a question for you. Is your reputation worth the rest of your life in prison? Is your reputation worth somebody dying for and you ruining people's lives? It's not. It's not. And to top it off, man, at the end of the trial, I beat felony murder charges because they say we tried to rob this kid, and that was never the case. So I beat felony murder charges and blew to manslaughter. And I was given 7 years. But, you know, the victims get to make impact statements. So when the family got up and, you know, they were talking to me, the dad stood out. The mom couldn't speak because in between when the incident happened and when I actually went to trial was a couple years, almost 2.5 years. So in that time, the mother had lost her mind. She was in and out of institutions. Fucking, I ruined her life, man. Then the dad would get up. Damn, I can't believe I'm telling this. And he talked about how I took his baby boy. How he would never see his son graduate from high school. How he would never see his son walk down the aisle. How he would never be a grandpa. How the role of a dad is to protect your kids, and he couldn't protect his kids, and he had a problem with that. And as a dad of 3, I couldn't imagine what I put him through, man. Damn, it's kind of tough for me because, you know, as a dad, it's just tough to know what I put that family through. He said he envied my mom because she could see me. She could come to prison and see me. That he had to go to a grave and put flowers weekly on his son's grave. It's still tough, man. It's still tough for me now, as you see. This shit ain't fake, man. This shit is real as fuck. It's the shit these dudes that come home from jail don't tell you about, man. I never meant for that to happen, man. But when you live in a certain lifestyle, that's the shit that happens, man. When you live in a certain lifestyle, you gotta expect certain things. When you're living a negative lifestyle, you got to understand that bad karma is coming for you. So I caused so much destruction and pain to that family, as well as mine. As well as mine. My mom, my family suffered. The same lady that I said, what? I'm leaving this house. That same lady, she came to visit me every week in prison, man. Rest in peace to my mom. I caused so much pain and destruction in life, man. To so many people. This is why I'm doing this, man. This is why I do what I do, man. I need everybody to understand, man. Trouble is the easiest thing to get into, but it's hard as hell to get out of, man. And there's consequences to your actions. I never meant for that to happen. I was there. I participated. I went to prison. This is what I was telling y'all in the last video. Just because you there and had nothing to do with it, that don't mean shit. In the court of law, you was there. Somebody going down for it. This is why I do what I do, and this is why I tell people, man, stay your ass in school. Do the right thing. And all those boys and all those people I hung out with and did everything with, not one of them came to visit me, man. 1 or 2 that I'm still cool with today. That's it. They don't give a shit about you. Out of sight, out of mind. You go to prison, all that. Everybody you was hanging with in the streets don't give a fuck about you. You know who's gonna be there for you? Your family. The people you shit on. I just felt like sharing. I actually came on here to talk about gangs today, man. Specific gangs. But as I told you in the beginning, I just get on here and I freestyle. And the video went a different way. But I just need you kids to understand, if you running around these streets, you acting up, you doing all this, bad karma's gonna come to you. And there's always gonna be that, let me let you in a little secret. Right now, New York City, of course, is still infected with gangs all over the place, right? But in every gang, this is the truth, in every gang in New York City, there is an informant. There is a snitch in every gang in New York City. People that are out here in the streets. People that are selling guns. People that are selling drugs. They're also reporting to the NYPD. 1,000%. They're called confidential informants. They get paid. They get paid bi-weekly by direct deposits from the city of New York. They will never be identified. They will never anything. They will never have to come to court. They're the ones that sell you the guns and then tell the police the guns is in your house. In every single gang. Now, oh, just people, oh, not my gang. Yes, your gang has an informant in it. 1,000%. It's the way it is. You can't get away with shit these days. You can't. So if you're living a certain lifestyle, you are going to prison, or you are going to a grave. Either way, you're going somewhere negative. I say stop trying to be a killer. Stop trying to be a tough guy. Stay your ass in school. To all you young fellas out there, please stay your ass in school. And this is not just exempt for the fellas. This is for the ladies too. I had a friend of mine, good friend of mine, man. He was in prison with me for many years, you know. He's my boy out here too. His sister got murdered because she was hanging with a dude that was supposed to be a tough guy. They was chilling in his car. This was her man. Dudes came up to kill him, and they shot the car up and killed her. He lived. When my boy had to go to the funeral, he had to go shackled up. They put his state greens up, and when they bring you to a funeral from the penitentiary, God forbid somebody dies, you go shackled up. Your feet, your legs, everything is shackled. And this is how you got to go in front of your family. And this is how you got to go kiss the body. This is what he did. He had to kiss his sister on the forehead, chain the hell up in front of his whole family. Not like they let you go and walk around. No. With 2 guards next to him the whole time with guns. This is how he went to the wake. So I say this to the ladies too. Don't get caught up in that. Find yourself a nerd. They're the ones that are going to be doctors and about something in life. This one was a tough video, man. I didn't think it was gonna go like this. But my emotions and my shit is real. I speak from the heart, man. I speak real shit, man. And this is why I'm here, man. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. So people can understand there's ramifications for your actions, man. Stop trying to be tough. Stop trying to be in these streets that don't love you. Because when you go, there's just somebody else there that comes up and you're there. You're in the penitentiary. The streets don't love you, man. I might make some shirts. The streets don't love you. Stay your ass in school. Woof. Anyway, people, I'm coming up on 25 minutes. And, you know, we're going to close this out. On my next video, maybe I'll speak more about the gangs like I started to here. Or what I'd like to do is, if people have questions they want to ask me, whether it be about life, whether it be about prison, whether it be about anything, please feel free. Number one, you can write it down in the comments if you want to. Or you can hit my DMs like a lot of people been doing. Again, Pale Rider 11367 on Instagram. PALERYDER 11367. And I appreciate all the people that been writing me on Instagram. As you see, I've been writing back and giving. People have been, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm feeling good about it, because people have been writing me from all over the world. I got people writing me, asking me, you know, how to deal with this situation with their children, how to deal with this situation with their sons. I got people writing me from Australia. I got people writing me from the Netherlands. This is why I do what I do. For you people, man. For you people. And I appreciate all the positivity, and I appreciate all the good comments, and I appreciate all the positive DMs. Please keep them coming. So on the next one, maybe I'll answer some questions as well. Maybe write them down, or again, you can hit my Instagram up, and I'll answer questions. I'll give you shout outs. For right now, we're going to end this video. And as always, I say, experience is the greatest teacher. But somebody else's experience could be just as valuable if you pay attention and listen. Fred White, signing out.